You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid. I just coughed. I tried to beat the fucking buzzer.
You didn't.
I know. Okay.
It's called, what's that called? There's a term for hit. Oh, it's a radio term. And technically we are kind of radio. There's a term, like, you know how when you listen to like a music station and the beginning of the song is like the instrumental part and the DJ will be like talking over and they'll be like, and so yeah, we have this coming up this week
and we're on
the song. And then right as they're like, and this is something by Doja Cat, then it'll, right when they say that is when the song comes in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's called something and you didn't. It's called like hitting the something and you didn't hit it just then. Like you came in 1 second too late.
Great. Thank you.
Fuck, what's it called?
Doesn't matter. Hi, everybody.
I need
You'll
to know
find
now.
it.
I need to
Of course
know.
you will. Yep. Hitting the mark.
Radio term hitting
The mark?
I don't know. Let's see. Hitting the post. When the DJ's timing is so perfect that they never step on the vocals. Hitting the post. Okay, I guess that's what it's called.
I had a little
That's what your $250,000 to BU film school taught me.
Yeah,
that right there in my radio class.
That's okay.
Although, hey, me having a radio class and going to film school probably
helped you with
with this whole podcast. That's correct.
Right.
So there you go. I had a radio show and not everyone.
I know. I liked it.
Not everyone knows that.
Tell me about it, Bronny. Tell the listeners about it.
It was like a movie radio show. It was.
You had an actress on, didn't you? Have somebody on that was famous?
We had a few famous people on.
Yeah.
We had the director of Uncut Gems, Josh Safdie, was on our show.
Just so you know, BU is very big in communication and film. So this was like a big thing, right? So this radio show's been around for a long time.
It's Howard Stern had a radio station. So basically, I mean, like I'm the next Howard Stern is what it is. He had a BU radio show, and then he has the biggest podcast in the world. Not really, but I had a BU radio show, and now we have the biggest podcast in the world, but not really.
Sometimes you're like very mature, and sometimes you're like a 4-year-old.
I have range. Isn't that good? If I was always mature, then it'd be boring. You know, like I've never lost my inner child, even though I'm mature. I think that's a good thing. That's
what people want. You want me to leave and you do this on your own? You're a weird dude.
That's what people want.
I love you, but
people, you don't want someone to like when they're an adult all serious.
The way you are, lick your lip.
And this is the way I am.
I know it is. I know it is.
Yes, I had a radio show with my 3 friends in college. It was a movie radio show, and so what it was,
I'm a good driver.
It was like, what's that?
Another Rain Man.
It was at like 9 a.m. So no one listened, but
I listened.
Yeah,
I liked it.
It was about.
Didn't you do one in Pinecrest in high school?
I did. I had a podcast back then, so I've been podcasting. We only had like 3 episodes. Yeah, it was only like 3 episodes.
Didn't you do the Pinecrest radio show, or was that with Burke?
I didn't do a Pinecrest radio show. I did a podcast using my high school studios, and I'd never published it through them. I just did it myself. But I lied, and I told them I would do it through them.
What was the podcast?
It was just we were interviewing different students each week, like getting into their lives.
Do you have a clip of it?
I have it somewhere. It's not online anymore, I don't think.
Wow. How would you even begin to fucking find it?
I have it. I mean, it was posted somewhere. It was posted on SoundCloud. Let's see. SoundCloud. I wonder if I could log into my SoundCloud.
What the fuck is SoundCloud?
SoundCloud's like
Spotify, personal Spotify?
No, it's like where people can upload their own song. Like most people, like you've never heard of like a SoundCloud rapper? Bryson Burke said all the time.
How would I know that?
It's a place where you can self-publish your own music.
People can listen.
So people like it's a huge it's like a Spotify, but you can upload yourself.
When's the last time you logged into this?
Oh my god, it's right here. This is my account.
How do you even know your password?
This is my account.
Wait, slow down.
Here are the episodes.
How do you even know? Wait, how do you even know your fucking?
This was published 8 years ago.
How do you even know your fucking password?
Wait, there were only 2 because it's always I always use the same username and password for everything.
All right, so but no one better find that out.
And this is my same. We only have 2 episodes that were published up on here. I did it with Sammy, my friend Sammy.
Yep.
I'm not going to say his last name, but
let me hear it.
This is the first.
Give us 2 minutes of it.
Yeah, this is the Bronson's original podcast from 8 years ago. It doesn't have a date. 147 people listened.
And how long is it?
Hello,
and
welcome to what? The podcast.
Wait, Mom wants to know. Pause
Worst timing.
Pause it. I'm hitting the post right now.
No,
I'm allowed to talk.
No, I know, but right when
it's okay. It's Mom wants to know they're having a special on wild tuna steaks. Do you want them?
Yeah, I'd rather have that than steak. I've had beef every
Sure.
meal for the last 5 meals.
Okay.
And my poop is showing it.
Oh my God.
It's like it's bad how loose my poop has been because of me eating pretty much exclusively
Okay, Bron, you need
beef.
to stop.
But that's a
no,
thing.
No, but you need to stop.
It takes you like a month.
Okay, you need to stop. I get it. You need to fucking stop. It's a thing. You're an idiot that you even noticed. Just move on. Let me hear this.
So I did this with my friend Sammy, and we were interviewing.
Sam, the one with Syracuse?
No, that's Sam. Sammy,
Oh,
the one
yeah.
who broke his neck.
Yeah, okay.
Who's
Who's okay, by the way?
And the premise was we were like, we wanted to interview different students each week and like go into parts of their lives that other people in the school wouldn't necessarily know about.
Like, we all know you're gay. Come out. I get it.
So this one we did with our friend
Tell
Tia.
me where your teacher touched you.
And Tia was she was the princess. She is the princess of the Seminole Indian tribe.
Not liking this. But go ahead. I remember that one. Yeah,
that's this show.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
she's a Seminole Indian, and her father was like the chief or something. So she was like the next in line to be chief, and she was going to be like the first female chief. So we were like, that's so fucking cool. And she was our friend. So we did. But this is the show. It's.
And I'm here with my co-host.
Wait, hold on. Let me start over.
Hello and welcome to What the Podcast.
That's what it's
my
called,
name
What.
is Bronson Bloom, and I'm here with my co-host Sammy Kraus.
Hello, Bronson.
We know his
Hey,
name now.
Sammy. So
I can bleep it.
today we are here with our first ever show, our first episode, which we're really excited about to get out to you.
Yeah, every show is going to be different, and we're going to be very open to feedback from you guys, but this show is going to start off with a few Pinecrest students and kind of go over their background and what makes them unique in the Pinecrest
Nice
setting.
idea.
Yeah, we are going to talk to these students,
How old are
our
you?
friends, Tia, Blaze Billy, and Ajay Singh, who
I was.
8 years ago. So 26.
No,
You're
I was
six-
I was a senior in high
16.
school.
18. You're 18.
Maybe I was a junior. So I was either 17. I was
Or
17.
all
18.
of you know. And we're going to talk to them a little bit about their culture and what makes them them.
That's what.
I hope you guys like it, and here you go. Here today we have two guests.
Smooth.
Both go to Pinecrest. Both are Pinecrest
I
students.
mean,
one is
yeah,
Tia,
it's,
Blaze
oh.
Billy, and the other is Jay Singh. We're going to start with Tia.
I like
who's
Jay.
actually a Seminole.
Princess?
Princess.
Princess,
Yeah,
I would
she's
say.
a Seminole princess.
Tribe member, princess, in charge of everything.
Essentially just royalty.
Yeah.
Can you
Tribal
please,
royalty.
yeah, please tell us about.
See, I was on the podcast trend before anyone. I was doing it 8 years ago. Joe Rogan started his show 10 years ago.
Wow. So,
So I
why
was-
is he so far ahead of you then? Right?
I don't know what this second episode is. It's called Can't Slow Down, but it's not even listed as the same as. Oh, no, it's only 2 minutes. This isn't. I have no idea what this is. Maybe it's just a song.
1 minute.
I think it's a song that I
One
needed
minute.
for another video. No, it's not a. Hey, hey, hey.
It's so weird, right?
I don't know what that is, but it's on my account.
All right. So that's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
you have your first podcast ever.
Yeah, how'd we get on?
That's good to hold on to one day when you're famous.
Yeah, my first podcast. I can't believe I still have it. I'm glad I did.
I don't know how we got on it, Bronny.
How did you
I
get on
say,
that?
can you find it? But how did we get on?
Oh, we
it?
were talking. Oh, I had a radio show at BU, but then what even before that? Why were
You
we?
said a matter
Oh,
of
hitting the
fact-
post.
Hitting the post.
That's all because.
So
all
thankful,
because of your
thankful because I
call.
didn't cough. Right? See how things take a turn in this crazy fucking podcast.
But so my show on at BU, it was actually a great idea. We played only songs that were featured in movies, and we had a theme each week. So like 1 week was, let's say, spy movie themed. So we would only play songs from movies, from spy movies that were featured, not soundtrack, like real songs. So we had to do like research, and we had to find, like, go through soundtracks. It was really fun. And then we would talk about those movies and if we liked them or didn't. And then sometimes we would have,
Famous people, I remember.
yeah, but Josh Softy came on our show because he was a BU student, and he
Didn't
came by
Go ahead.
BU, and we were like, we emailed him, and he was like, yeah, of course I'll come on. I wonder if I have that interview somewhere. I
Didn't
bet
you
I
go
do.
the guy from Saving Sarah Marshall or something like that? Didn't you interview him or something or shout it out?
No,
there?
Jason Segel. I met him once. Here's another episode where we interviewed Jim Cummings. Wait, how? Here's our thing, but I wonder if I can find it. It was called the WTB Budapest. It's the worst name ever because WTBU was our station, the radio station, and it was right as the movie Grand Budapest Hotel came out. So it was BU Budapest, WTBU Budapest, because that's a movie, and it was our radio station. Yes, that's.
That's what I wanted.
I wonder if I can find it. Okay, here was our Facebook page. It's actually a great picture, is it not? I'll post it here.
Who's the guy on the right?
Eric Moots. He was one of the...
Oh, you were young. You look like Ethan there.
Was I young? Yeah, I guess. I mean, this was posted March 21st, 2016. I wonder if I have any... Like, where can we listen? Oh, here on SoundCloud. Let's see. No, Moots must have deleted all the episodes. Yeah, because none of them were on here. Oh my God. Here's the picture of meeting Ethan Hawke. Or not Ethan Hawke. Yeah, this was Ethan Hawke. We used to do that all the time. College, you would just do all these things, you know? Like we would go to every event that was a thing. Now I never go to events.
Well, you're busier, I guess. I don't know. All right,
so
that's
that's
interesting.
Yeah, I wish I
So
could
you
find
learned a
those
little bit
episodes.
more about Bronny. So he started his podcast, his career in podcast 8 years ago. Bronny, how is your studying going for the LSATs? You're devoting a lot of time. I got to give you a lot of respect.
A lot of time.
You put in 9-hour days.
At least.
That's
every
great.
day.
I'm proud of you.
Not every day.
So
Yesterday was the
Mom.
first day I took off a whole day.
Mom's proud of you too. You're doing a good job. And it's coming along nicely?
I don't know if I'm like a masochist or something, but it's enjoyable. Like I'm having fun.
But you always like those things. So I think your brain is worked out in a way. Was there something behind that shelf that was missing?
There was the remote, but I removed it. I put it over there. The first week, it was interesting. The first week was a very hard transition mentally because I haven't been a student in...
Yeah, I'm not loving those. Look at the way it is.
Did you move it?
No.
Because this was never here. This was always here.
I never touched it, just so
Someone
you know.
did.
I did not.
We're talking about the microphones.
Yeah, it's just a little... I don't like it. It's too... But it doesn't matter. We'll make it
How's
work.
that?
It's fine. It's
Wait, that's better.
All right. Go ahead, Bronny. Sorry.
Nah, I mean, I don't need to talk about my studying.
All right, so I'm just saying, we know what you've been doing, so it's been going well. So what do you got on the topic?
I want to see if you can hit a post first. I want to see if we can each hit a post on the radio.
Why do I feel like we haven't done a podcast in a while?
We did one like 4 days ago. We did the one where we did the last Patreon episode was basically all about affirmative action. It was actually a really interesting one.
Yes,
but
that's true.
The thing is, we recorded it almost a week ago. We recorded it like a few days earlier.
So you wanted me to hit the post with what?
On a song. I want to see if we can do it now that I'm thinking about it.
But you need to explain to me. I'm not following. Oh, so, all right, go ahead.
I'll give you, do you want me to do an example first?
Yes.
Give me a song to do it to. I want to do that, you to do that for you. But we can both do it.
No, you do. I'll do my own. You do yours.
Okay, what's a song I could, I mean, the problem is we won't make money on this one on YouTube, but
Wait, 3 cents?
Yeah, I mean, they don't let us make money on them anyways anymore.
Why?
They always say ads restricted just because, like...
They don't like us.
Yeah, and I think because honestly, I think it's just because we curse. So the algorithm listens to every word of the episode.
What were you making off of YouTube?
Like $300 a month, not much.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, now we make like $20 a month. Look,
That's terrible, Ronnie. Why?
Because I'll show you.
We have more listeners, right?
Yeah, it's not a listener problem. It's a YouTube ad problem. Okay, so see... Oh, we just crossed 5,000 subscribers. That's cool. Your estimated revenue this month, $15 now. But it used to be like $300. It's because,
guys, you got to join Patreon, people.
Look, if you go in here, monetization, look, see, limited, our last episodes.
It says off, right?
I turned it off for episode 92 because I was afraid they were going to restrict it because we kept saying the word retard over and over and over. So I thought they were going to, so I was like, I don't even want them to think that we're trying to make money.
Okay.
But... Episode 91, limited. Episode 90,
Every one
limited.
of them are limited.
But
Every
then look
one of them.
back in the day, and look, we've had ineligible. But look back in the day.
That's so like First Amendment, banning First Amendment.
But look back in the 70s, 73 good, 72 good, 71 good, 70 not good, 66 good, 65 good, 64 good,
in the beginning. Yep.
Like now they don't even. I haven't been able to get one. Look at all the greens. And there are some reds, obviously, but yeah.
Gotta love censorship, people. Gotta love censorship.
I just don't even bother with thinking about YouTube as a money-making thing anymore. I just don't do it.
All right.
And then, therefore, it gives us the freedom to do what we want to do. So, like, if
let's hit the post.
What's a song that I could play? The problem is you have to have a song that starts with no words. All right, let's see. I'll just play the song. Let's see. No, there's words. It starts with words. It's actually a good song. But there's words. You
Never heard of it. Never heard of it.
Why would you have? Should I play an RRR song? Okay, we haven't talked about RRR on this show.
Wow. But can we finish the... All right. I don't care about hitting the post. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
All right.
No, but it's like this. You go. And on Saturday, we have the new comedian coming into town. So check the... And I missed it. See, I don't know how long it is.
Oh, right. Because
I don't know how long the song is, but if you're a professional DJ, you know how long each song is.
But you listen to the songs.
Yeah, and so that's 6 seconds. So you'd be like...
Wow.
And stay tuned. You were listening to Daddy Issues with Jon and Bron. I didn't hit it there, see? I was too early.
All right.
So it's a skill.
It's a talent.
Yeah.
But we're not DJs. We're potters.
No, we're podcasters.
I'm teasing you.
We're podcasters. What were you just saying? You were just going to say something.
RRR.
Oh, yeah, RRR.
What, I got to fucking babysit you? I'm giving you every topic.
Or. That was like the other.
Yeah, I get it.
If none of you have seen this movie RRR, as in literally the 3 letters RRR, you have to go watch it. It's on Netflix. It's not a Bollywood movie, which I thought it was Bollywood. It's Tollywood, which is like another region of India, which I don't know why they determine their industries as different towns. But you have nothing to add? Cool.
No, I'm letting you finish.
Oh, well, I was wondering.
No, I was literally letting you finish. I swear I'm listening. I'm not interrupting.
But what are your thoughts?
Okay, I think it was fucking great.
Yeah, phenomenal movie.
It has subtitles, right?
Right, it's in Hindi.
No, I'm just saying. Okay, easy. I'm
No,
saying.
no,
but I'm letting people know.
Yes.
It has subtitles.
The movie was made in India, so yeah, it's not in English.
It is probably about 3 hours.
Although it kind of is also in English. Half the movie's in English.
It's about 3 hours, right? It was so good. I don't think... Okay, first of all, great action. Okay,
Some of the best.
Wait, great action, number one. Number two is...
I mean, it's ridiculous action. Like
No, great action, right? I mean, you can't...
yeah, but it's not like an American movie, but that's what's good about it.
It was such good action. It kept your attention the entire time, the entire movie.
story was phenomenal. The acting was phenomenal.
The story was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The acting was very invoking of feeling and likes and dislikes and was great.
Yes.
The
likes and dislikes.
and the dancing and the music was great.
They're so much more talented than any American actor because these guys act their asses off, they sing their asses off, they dance their asses off.
That one dance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bryce and I watch it every time before when we need to get pumped up.
Yeah.
We put on.
Oh, that would be, forget about Zumba. That's a fucking exercise.
Oh yeah.
That dance was.
Zumba.
My point is that was like a dancing exercise.
Yes. No, I know.
So those guys, like I can watch that over and over.
Everyone needs to go watch RRR, and it's ridiculous. Maybe that's one of the R's, but it is awesome, and
it's phenomenal.
It's just so different than our movies in a good way.
Are you sweating?
Yeah, I just had to help you move 70 tons of things up.
70 tons. Tell me 5 items. Okay, it's not the end.
Yeah,
of it.
5 items.
Okay. Wow. It's not like I asked you to do the lights up there or anything, did I? Oh, I did.
No, you said wait until they're done with the lights because you were doing something wrong.
I asked you, no big deal. But I did ask you about the lights. It's not like I asked you about getting health insurance.
And the thing is, the lights, I fixed the lights, and then 3 weeks later they break. So it's like I don't fucking know. I'll keep doing them.
No, you'll fix them, but let's not go there.
No, I'm gonna fix it, and then in 2 weeks it's gonna break again.
No, they won't.
They will because how many times have I fixed it? 72.
No,
so clearly something's wrong.
No, you're gonna fix it.
Everyone in this family thinks that I'm an expert at all things. Mom every day texts me about her air conditioner.
No, but
and I'm like, I tried fixing it once and it fixed and now it's not working. So clearly I don't know all the ins and outs.
Okay.
You need to call an air conditioner person.
Okay. Let's not argue and I'm just saying the light thing you can fix for me. I know that.
Right, but I've done it and then it breaks. So something
but
I think it's just because the thing's glitchy.
Okay, we'll fix it. You'll get it fixed for me. Okay. That's all. All right, just like I do things, and I have my expertise.
No, I'm not mad at you.
Hey, I did the Ring doorbell in the apartment condo place, and
you replaced batteries. You didn't set it up.
No.
You took it off. You put new batteries in.
I did it, and I put the new battery in the door lock.
You put batteries in. Oh, okay. He removed the double A and put another double A in.
You're an obnoxious fuck.
Wait,
you hate yourself?
You want me to congratulate you?
No, I don't want you to
congratulate. Putting a battery in.
No, you're missing the fucking point.
If you set it up, different story. Then I'd be like, good job.
No, first of all, dickwad, I would normally say to you, you do it.
Replace a battery.
But if I want you to do it, just like
and of course I would I ever not do it?
So
would I say no to you?
I chose not to bother you for that, and I did it.
But if you said, I need you to come over and do this, would I have said no? No.
No, but I'm telling you.
But do you want me to pat you on the back for replacing a battery?
I don't need to pat me back for anything.
But you said, aren't you proud of you? I replaced the batteries.
I did it for you. So I don't have to.
You replace the batteries in there for me
to save you the time doing it. You better.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, you're obnoxious. I'm not. By the way, I'm not redoing your bathrooms in your kitchen now in your fucking condo. I was literally going to redo your fucking 2 bathrooms and your kitchen and your floors. Wait, let's talk. And your floors.
I'm not saying I'm mad at you.
Oh, I don't give a shit if you're fucking mad at me. I don't need your validation.
I know.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So you
Listen,
are.
no, I'm not saying. None of what I'm saying has to do with you.
Retarded. I love you. I don't care if it has to do with me or not. I'm just saying if I
But
say
why are you taking it personally?
I'm not taking it personally. I'm saying if I say.
And of course, I've never, right? Have I ever said no to you?
But you made a little comment about asking me to move 5 pieces of little furniture on the roof.
I was trying to make a joke.
You
Said, "Are you sweating?" I said, "Yeah, because you made me move the things," and it took 3 minutes of time.
So what? Let's go back.
Trying to be humorous.
Let's go back to RRR. Okay.
Well, yeah,
You're
said
not
it.
really being humorous, but that's.
But I tried.
You tried it,
And I failed clearly because you're like, I'm not doing anything for you. So I clearly failed.
I'm not doing anything.
Clearly failed.
That's okay, no problem.
Can't win them all,
or many of them.
I think out of the family, who do you think is funnier, me or you, in the family rankings?
Oh, I am so much funnier. Ronnie, first of all, listen, let's not go down because I don't want to
ask who.
Ask everybody in the fucking podcast. They say that I make the fucking podcast.
That's not what I just said.
And I'm the
they
funniest.
Said you.
I am. Listen, I love you.
I agree. You make the podcast, but I think I might be funnier.
You are not funnier. I love you, but you are not funnier. I'll call a spade a spade. You're not. And what does that mean, a spade a spade? Let's talk about it. What does that mean? Look it up. What does it mean, a spade a spade?
He just wants the conversation to change because he knows that I'm funnier.
I promise you.
Everyone else in the family thinks I'm funnier.
Okay, first of all, I can't say anything without mom defending you. And your brother is your best friend.
We got to remove mom from the situation.
100%.
Bryce and Burke are a fair.
100. It doesn't matter.
I think I'm wittier. I think you make more jokes, but I am wittier.
Well, if it makes you happy, that's fine. Right? I love you. I want to support you. That makes you happy. It doesn't matter. I don't need you to
spade. Meaning?
Is it spade to spade?
Or spade to spade?
No, it's spade.
Call a spade to spade. Speak plainly without avoiding an embarrassing issue. Oh!
Whoa, what the fuck?
The first article from NPR. Is it racist to call spade a spade?
That's what I was thinking. Yep, that's what I was thinking.
Why
is that racist?
The first thing. What happens when a perfectly innocuous phrase takes on a more sinister meaning over time? Case in point, the expression to call spade a spade. For almost half a millennium, the phrase has served as a demand to tell it like it is. It is only in the past century that the phrase began to acquire a negative racial overtone.
Oh, God.
Historians trace the origins of the expression to the Greek phrase to call a fig and a fig.
What's a fig? What does that even mean?
Well, like to call a fig, maybe like say what it is, like a fig of the fruit.
It's a fig.
Right, exactly.
You can say table.
Right, yeah. That's
John's funny is John's funnier.
No, well, that one doesn't make any sense. Exactly who the author of that is lost to history. Some attribute it to Aristophanes, while others attribute it to the playwright Menander, Greek philosopher and Plutarch, blah, 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 blah.
Boring.
Okay, but let's see. To call a spade to spade entered the English language when Nicholas Udall translated Erasmus in 1542. So he just translated what it used to be, I guess. A trough. They translated to spade, that word. I don't know why. To be clear, the spade in the translation has nothing to do with the deck of cards, rather the gardening tool. In fact, one form of the expression that emerged later was to call a spade a shovel. The early usage of the word spade did not refer to either skin color or race. Politicians have frequently used the expression. After returning to the United States after World War I, W.E.B. Du Bois wrote in his famous 1919 editorial about the struggles of the African-American men, "We stand again to look America squarely in the face and call a spade a spade. We sing the country of ours." In the 1920s Harlem Renaissance, spade began to evolve into code for a black person, according to Patricia O'Connor's book, Origins of the Species, Myths and Misconceptions. The Oxford English Dictionary says the first appearance of the word spade as a reference to blackness was in 1929, blah, 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 which was notable for depictions of street life. The word would change in further years to come. Eventually, the phrase black as the ace of spades also became widely used. Wolfgang Meter notes that in the...
Oh, I can see that. See, I thought a spade was because of the deck of cards. That's what I
right.
thought.
So the original is like a hoe, like a spade.
I know, like,
but not a hoe.
Right, not a hoe like that you would do.
Yeah.
Or wouldn't do. Right.
Yeah, a hoe.
Right. Just like a...
a dirty hoe. right? We're saying the
Well,
same thing.
all hoes are dirty.
We're saying
but
the same
even a
thing.
hoe that you did could be dirty.
That's the joke. That was a good joke because we were being ambiguous. See, I have to explain the humor to you
No,
because
you're
you're not that
I
as funny as
understood
I am. When that's a good joke because we were being ambiguous, right? So we're saying we said a hoe. We didn't know we were talking about, and then we both are saying we know what we're talking about, but I could be thinking about one thing, you could be thinking about another, and I added a dirty hoe, and it makes it even more ambiguous because it could apply to both. That's the joke. See, they think it's funny. The audience thinks it's funny.
So on different news.
So it says, so what does all this mean for people who want to tell,
Oh, God.
who want to call a spade? I urge caution. Meter concludes this case study with the argument that to call a spade should be retired from modern usage. Rather than taking the chance of unintentionally offending someone or of being misunderstood, it's best to relinquish the old innocuous proverbial
I don't agree with that.
expression
If it
altogether.
has the intent, like we talked about behind, of saying a spade, saying it's the truth, it's not derogatory or racial.
Of
If
course.
you're saying it for that particular purpose, I don't want to go down
I
this
know.
whole rabbit hole.
But that's interesting that
it's
you
the
even
same.
said where
It's
does
the
it.
same as Pat Benatar's, who's never going to sing again. You've heard this? Hit me with your
Yes.
best shot.
Right. Which,
Fire away. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. Right?
Yeah.
She said she's never singing that song because of all the violence and gun violence. Could
which
you
is
imagine?
completely ridiculous. She's the one that drew attention. Like, no one ever associated that
No
song with
one.
guns, and now she drew attention to
And
it.
you know-
what about her song Love is a Battlefield?
Right.
Battlefield is way
Right.
worse than
So,
Hit
good
Me with
point.
Your Best Shot.
So when you're saying hit me with your best shot, fire away, you're saying like, bring it on, bitch.
Yeah.
That's, like, it's actually, I think it's empowering to, let's say, a woman singer saying, I can do hit me with your best shot, fire away. I've got it. I can handle
And
it.
that is if you're in a school shooting, that is how you should approach the shooter. Fire away, bitch. You should take the power away.
Okay,
from
you're
them.
an idiot. You're an idiot. Do you understand what I'm
My
saying?
phone's about to fall out of my pocket
But-
and
but-
break again.
But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, to me,
Yes.
that could be an empowering statement. Bring it on. I can handle whatever you got from me. Hit me with your best shot,
And it is
fire away.
Fire away. Technically, it doesn't have to do with guns. Technically, it's like cannons, right? Like that's before even guns. But it has nothing to do with guns. No one ever thought of it as guns.
If someone said that, whatever, say, bring it on. I can handle whatever you're going to throw my way.
Yes.
That's empowering.
No, I mean it's very stupid.
Okay,
of her.
so yeah,
to do that.
This is what's going on. Whatever.
And it's like, so it's just it's the easiest way for her to just put her name into the news and by not actually doing anything.
But she has. I thought she, past couple of years, she was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She's still. You hear a lot of her music. She's still very relevant. She's a great.
yeah,
rocker,
but that's a way to just bring her into the.
But it's
And
the
the thing is that
it turns people off.
It's
when you
lazy.
start
It's not
it.
doing anything. You know what she should have done? She should have taken all the millions of dollars of proceeds that she will make on Hit Me With Your Best Shot and donate it to gun safety causes. That's that's a proactive thing. Right now, she's doing nothing.
Yes.
She's being reactive.
Well,
not
you heard
proactive.
the DJ say, the woman DJ, she's like, I don't even agree, but what can I tell you?
What?
Remember when she was talking about the DJ on the radio or something? She's like, thought it was even silly.
Oh,
She's
when
like,
we
all
first
right.
heard it, you're talking
Yeah.
about.
So that's it.
Yeah, it is what it is.
What do you got?
I feel like there was another story I had that had to do with words being canceled or something. I don't remember. Oh, but your favorite girl is back in the news.
Lizzo?
No, who's your other favorite? Actually, she wasn't your favorite. I couldn't
You're being sarcastic?
as of last week, I couldn't have called her your favorite girl because that would have been offensive. But now I can call her your favorite girl.
Give me a clue.
A week ago, I would have had to say they're your favorite person. Now I can say she's your favorite girl. That gives you a
What?
hint.
No. Nelly? I mean,
Yes,
Furtado.
No, Lovato. Demi Lovato.
Yeah. What'd I say?
Nelly Furtado is another
Yeah,
singer.
Demi Lovato. I got confused.
Yeah, Demi Lovato
Yeah.
now is not trans anymore.
Of course not.
We're not non-binary.
We knew that.
Yeah, of
At
course.
the beginning, we knew that.
She did a whole she came out now as not non-binary.
I saw her, met her. You know that years ago
Yeah.
at a function.
And now YouTube can't take you down for saying her. A week ago, I could have. Isn't that hilarious? Isn't that crazy that just within days?
Okay, she. Why? So you understand like this? You read the caption in a moment, but it's almost hysterical. It's like I'm enjoying mint chip ice cream, but now vanilla is my favorite. I'm just in the mood to change it. It's no big deal. It has
Which
no
you
meaning.
can with favorite flavors. You can't
Not-
with who you are as a
That's
person.
what I'm getting at. Exactly right.
Most people think of summer balls as like beach balls at the beach, you know, or like a football that you're throwing around in the sun in the yard for summer.
Do most people think of that?
I don't know, but I don't. When I think of summer balls, I think of my balls being fully smooth as a baby's butt. Maybe I shouldn't say baby and balls in the same sentence, but my balls are ready for the summer thanks to my whole array of Manscaped products and ointments. My balls are fully prepared for the summer heat, summer festivities. You know, it's a hot girl summer. You're having fun out there. More people are seeing your balls than normal during the summer, usually, hopefully, if it's a good summer for you. And so you got to get those balls prepared with Manscaped.
Okay, Bronny. Manscaped, as you know, we're a big advocate of Manscaped, and it's phenomenal. It's the best. It does keep you cool. I mean, you have to have, even your ass and your taint have to be fucking shaved.
Oh, it's not just the balls.
No,
I
it's
use my
great.
So I have the Lawnmower 4.0, which is the trimmer, best state-of-the-art, brand new wireless charging, LED light, Manscaped skin-safe technology. You don't need to worry about nicks or cuts or anything. I have that. I actually have two of them. I have one for my face and chest, and I have one for my whole
I
ball
use the
taint.
same one. I would just clean. I should get two.
You should. Yeah. Everyone listening should get two because then you don't have to worry about it. Like I have one that's just for my face, and then I have one that I can get all up in the
I don't
asshole.
use it on my face.
Oh, I do.
See, that's the you have a fucking Brillo beard.
Yeah.
I don't use.
Oh,
it
no, I
for-
have to use it on my face.
No,
and it
I just
works.
use a regular
It
razor.
whacks the fucking...
Yeah, but I can't. So then I'm fine. Mine's
Yeah.
just for balls and that ass. But my ass, I do it after I shower, and then I clean it. Like I don't
Yeah.
do it with dirty ass.
Okay. I mean, then, yeah. So I use that, and then I also use, which is your favorite thing, the Ultra Smooth package has the crop shaver blade, which is this unbelievable... It's like magic. It has this... I don't even know how Manscaped achieved it, but you put these little ointments on your balls, then you take this little razor that Manscaped offers, and you can get so smooth on your balls, and you don't have to worry about it cutting.
I use it on my chest, and I push hard. Nothing.
Yeah, you don't even feel like there's
No,
it's
but
cutting anything.
It's
It's insane.
how does it not cut you?
I really don't know. That's why I say it's like magic.
Yeah.
So that's
It is
the
nice
Ultra
when
Smooth
shaft is
package.
all clean and smooth, isn't it?
Yeah, don't talk to me about your shaft, but it's fine.
No, oh my god.
But definitely that's the Ultra Smooth package, which I love. And then after I'm done with that, like I have a whole summer regimen because it's so hot out. You
Oh
gotta
my God.
it gets swampy down there during the summer. So I trim it with the lawnmower, then I use the crop shaver and I get it all the way shaved down. Then I take the crop reviver, which is like a type of deodorant almost. It's an ointment, like a lotion that Manscaped sells that is a ball deodorant. And so what you do is you put it on your balls after you shave it. And it, first of all, it makes it smell good so that you know if anyone's going down there, you don't have to worry about the smell because you never know after a day out in the sun or whatever. And it keeps the moisture away, like deodorant under your armpits.
Yep.
So it makes it smelling good and it keeps it so it's like dry and not swampy. So like I from start to finish, Manscaped products hook me up for the summer, and they can hook you up too. So if you head over to manscaped.com, you can get all this stuff and more. You can get the shampoo, 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, the body wash,
Underwear,
the deodorant, underwear for sure.
nose trimmer.
Yeah, the whole shebang. You
Yep.
can get my whole bathroom is stocked. So it's manscaped.com. You use the code DaddyIssues20. You'll get 20% off and free shipping on your entire order, everything at the store. So you definitely got to get your balls or your vag ready for the summer.
So I'm being honest. Why wouldn't girls use it?
Of course, it should be called Humanscaped,
But
not Manscaped.
Because if they use that razor,
It's better than any Venus or whatever fucking razor they
that
could buy.
razor on their fucking vajayjay, 100% should be using
Better
that.
than anything they'll buy at
Well, I'm not
CVS.
talking about that. That'd be great.
Yeah, don't say
Yeah,
anything.
I'm not saying it.
So definitely help yourself out. And, you know, it's a great way to support the show because if you guys listen to this show, you can, by buying Manscaped products, you're not only helping your life, but you're also giving back to the show. So once again, go to manscaped.com, use the code DaddyIssues20. You'll get 20% off your entire order and free shipping.
That's fucking
You
ridiculous.
can change your favorite ice cream flavor every minute.
You can change anything you want about
But
it.
you can't change your actual genetic makeup
Well,
every minute.
and not only that, but if you want to, for your attention, doesn't mean again I have to dress you the way you want it. That's my cracker shit.
It's also, I mean, it's
Does
low-key a great marketing play. The second your name is not in the news anymore, oh, I'm non-binary.
Yes.
Okay, cool. You're in the news for a little bit.
And
The
wokeness.
second you're not in the news anymore, not non-binary anymore. It's like she's manufacturing.
She should be ousted. I'm sorry.
She's
should be
manufacturing.
Canceled. She should be canceled.
News. Yeah.
I want to hear this.
It says here, during the 29-year-old...
Because she looks like a chick right there.
Because she is. She has a vagina.
I know.
During the 29-year-old singer's
read the
recent...
caption. Read the caption.
The title?
Yeah, it says...
Nobody's perfect. Disney star Demi Lovato explains why she's going back to she, her pronouns.
How great is that? Isn't that great? Good for you, Demi. Glaze.
She said here, she appeared on the Spout podcast and talked about the decision to go back to identifying as she, her.
Decision.
And said it was because lately the performer has been feeling more of the feminine vibe. In May, fans noticed that she had suddenly added she, her pronouns to her Instagram page. This is a quote. Yeah, so they, them is, I've actually adopted the pronouns of she, her again with me. So for me, I'm such a fluid person that I don't find that I am. I feel like especially last year, my energy was balanced and my masculine and feminine energy, so that when I was faced with the choice of walking into a bathroom and it said women and men, I didn't feel like there was a bathroom for me because I didn't feel like a woman. I didn't feel like a man. I just felt like a human. And that's what they, them is about for me. It's just about like feeling human at your core. Recently, I've been feeling more feminine, and so I've adopted she, her again. But I think what's important is like nobody's perfect. Everyone messes up pronouns at some point, and especially when people are learning, it's just all about respect.
No, you're a douchebag, not you. She's a douchebag. Are you fucking kidding? No one's learning about pronouns. In English class, when you're in fifth grade, you learn about pronouns.
And that's when you can mess them up, when you're learning about how to
which one applies.
Yeah, when to capitalize it.
And not when you're writing about Debbie, you know it's a she applying. You're not applying they or he in English. I'm talking about they, their, which ones apply. R, is,
Z,
whatever, right.
Zer.
What?
Yeah, XE and XIR, that's one. We talked about that.
But my point is, that's a fucking crock of shit.
Well, it's just
you're a human being. Everyone's a human being. No one disputes that. You're a human.
She goes, I'm just a human. Oh, really? I thought you were a rabbit.
And why does she, they, him, or whatever change your being a human? It doesn't.
No, it doesn't. But I could see like if I
was a furry and you say, "Am I human?"
No, but not that you're a human. If you feel one way and everyone. I mean, but also it's like
no,
the
Bronny,
fact that you're.
Come on.
It's just really sad that so many people get their entire self-worth and identity on what others think about them.
That's a big problem.
That's what it is.
Like the chick that wanted to punch me in the face, that told you to get rid of me because I use the word retard.
Little different. She's not. No, she's getting offended by that, but it's her self-identity isn't based on your saying of her.
But I get it.
These people are saying I'm a girl. So you calling me a boy dismantles my entire being of a girl, so you can't do it.
But I was saying that having the same amount of power, like words, like who the fuck am I, and who cares what someone thinks. So if you know who you are and you're happy with who you are, none of anyone else's opinion should have any validation.
Right, especially if you know who you are. Period. I know that I'm a guy, so that if anyone, like if someone saying you're not a guy is the same ridiculousness in my mind as someone saying you're
an alien,
an ant.
Right.
I would be like, okay, cool.
Right.
Happy you think that.
Right,
who the fuck? I don't care if like
because you're secure.
I would just be like that.
Are.
And so that's why I'm saying it's sad that there's a lot of people in this world that are so unaware of who they are as a person that they only can gain that insight because of what other people tell them.
I go one step a little bit further or different on that. I think the fact that people have whatever, and it's okay, insecurities might not fit in, whatever it might be. So this is a way because everyone needs to be walking eggshells and tiptoe around them and everyone needs to be nice and safe space. This is a way for people to get attention and be a fucking weirdo and get the attention and they like it. Rather than someone...
Isn't that still sad? That someone needs attention so much?
Listen, it's very sad. But what I'm saying is rather than us succumbing to the fact that these people can play the game to get the attention, the people that are closest, the loved ones that are closest to these people, should teach them of self-worth
but clearly,
strength.
Clearly the people, if your loved one who's close, like if one of your kids is going through that whole thing, clearly you messed up in some way.
No,
that's not... If your kid is so not sure of themselves.
Bronny,
where did that come from except at home?
But let me just say something because you're not a parent, right? So
I'm asking, where would that come from? That. Are you born with that?
There is a part of, yes, there is 100% part of certain genetic components of people's either depression, insecurities, whatever it might be. All right. In addition to that, it depending on where you're born in the hierarchy of how in the middle sibling, the last sibling, the first sibling. Some of it is definitely nurturing. How you
I feel like a majority of how of a kid's self-esteem.
No, let me finish. And in addition to that, sometimes kids could have a certain experience, whatever it is that we as a parent might not know about.
Of course,
that can be somewhat of an altering thing to that child that the kid might not be as open to talk about, and therefore that could be the beginning of his demise, where it brings him down that rabbit hole. However, let me just finish for a second. I think you and I are saying the same thing, just a little bit different.
We are.
But you're putting blame on the parenting to why the kid is that way. And that could be some truth.
I'm putting some of the blame, but you said if your kid's going through this, just fix it by giving them love. And it's like, but clearly the parent messed up somewhere else.
But
how can they just completely see the problem now?
Because what about there are kids who become drug addicts or alcoholics from parents, normal parents, and sometimes things just happen. Shouldn't the parents still try to work to fix that problem for that kid? So therefore, if your kid hypothetically says
drug addict is a bit different of a situation.
Okay, but let's assume
because there's like a very much genetic component.
But let's
to that.
assume your kid becomes wants to start transitioning for. Let's say I'm not talking about
the real ones. Let's talk about the attention ones.
I'm right. I'm not discounting or trying to those people who feel that we're in a completely different body.
We've established that we believe on this show that there are two separate types of trans people. Right. So we're talking about the ones that are doing it for attention.
And I also believe in live and let live, but we are talking about the attention ones, right? So if your kid is doing the pronouns or goth or cutting or whatever, it's things like
all different things,
right.
But okay.
But my point is, I still think the parent. You're right. Let's keep it simple to like the
because those are like such different.
Sorry. So let's go back to the simple thing. So in this particular case, rather than all of us, strangers and society and the news and everything, making them feel better about themselves, like, okay, I think it starts from home for the parent to recognize.
That's what I'm saying as well.
And if they didn't, when your kid starts doing that, because sometimes parents, listen, you're busy, you get caught up in your life, work, you have other kids.
And sometimes you could be a great parent and the kid gets on the wrong
And what about
track.
your kid? You can have a 16-year-old kid or a 13-year-old kid, and now you have a 2-year-old that requires that. You just don't know, or there can be handicap issues.
Of course.
Right? So my point is, as a parent, you hope to recognize, I think that we as human beings and as adults and as society should not make the kids or these people feel better about themselves. We should make them feel more secure with regard to it. And so playing into
But it's too late. The Pandora's box of insecurity is out.
Bron, I agree.
Think about how hard it is to make people secure, young people secure, especially young women, secure when the internet exists. It's like, it's impossible.
Yeah, but
how can a kid grow up feeling self-assured and secure when
I think
everyone they're looking at is literally fake beautiful? You know, if you're a 9-year-old girl and you're like, let's say you're about to hit puberty as a girl, and you're looking at everyone who has fake boobs, right? Everyone who is making a living off being beautiful on Instagram, all these Instagram models, most of them all have their boobs are fake, their butts fake, their lips fake,
their cheeks are fake, right? Their eyelashes.
So think about if you're a 12-year-old girl nowadays, about to hit puberty, and this is what you've seen. Oh my God, this is what every guy thinks is super hot, right? All these people with fake boobs. But as a girl, you're not being like they have fake boobs. You're just being like, that's what women look like, hot women. And then you start to go through puberty and your boobs are like not big compared to fake boob big. How would you ever be like, I'm hot? You would never.
Okay.
Because if your whole life you grew up with every single image of someone being hot is literally naturally unattainable.
Okay.
And then how would you ever naturally think that you're hot?
Okay. So, I don't agree with you. I think it might be harder, and there's challenges.
Okay, I'm not saying you can't object.
However,
I'm saying yes, it's harder.
I'm telling you right now, I know plenty of parents with kids your age and younger that do make it work.
My age doesn't count.
So
Burke's age and younger. That's what it is. Kids
who
grew up on the internet.
Okay. You can still make it work. It might be more of a challenge. Every parent has their challenges with their kids based on when they're born and things like that. There's always going to be something. There's always going to be some new
of course,
gadget.
But we're talking about this one.
But I'm talking about this. There are kids out there that are normal fucking kids.
But we talk about all the time. There are way less than there ever.
Yes, there are, but that's okay.
Kids are getting less and less normal.
Yes, but
that's what I'm. Wait, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's what this whole conversation is about. We're talking about how kids have a harder time now, so therefore they're seeking these attention things, and so they're all doing they, them, she, her, it things. Isn't that what we're talking about? And you're saying, no, that's not a problem. Parents are raising their kids well.
No, I'm saying I'm saying the parents can still change that is what I'm saying.
Of course.
That's
but
what
most
I'm
of them
saying.
aren't doing a good job.
I get it, but most people are fuck-ups and retards.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. We're agreeing. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so if we don't give into it, as a society and say it's okay and you were comfortable and Demi Lovato, you know what, you change your mind, you want to come back to it and you now identify as a she should be ousted based upon doing that because she's ridiculing the reality of people who really have some serious gender identity issues, okay? Just like fucking Simone Biles, who didn't do her fucking thing. She was praised. She should be fucking ousted, and I liked her.
Different thing, but okay.
But it's not. When you say it's different, I'm not trying to be so literally about specific category. I'm saying my point is, we as a society.
But ousting is not. That's cancel culture, Dad. To oust someone.
No, what I'm trying is meaning not fucking support them.
Not praise.
Don't
but
make an issue out of it.
Yeah.
We should say to them, no, you're wrong. We say you're wrong. You know what? You like when your kid misbehaves, you say, go upstairs and fucking when you're ready to come down.
Or we just ignore it, not say you're wrong, because that's what the whole cancel culture thing is. Who are we to say is what's wrong and right?
But my point, meaning I'm saying if people...
That's what the left does to the right. When they don't agree with someone, they say, you're wrong. Alex Jones, you're wrong. No, cancel.
They cancel. I'm not saying we'll punish them, saying, but so whether we're saying the
we
same
should just
thing,
ignore it, not praise it.
Right. I'm not saying we're saying the same thing, but I'm not going to play into it.
Right. Totally. I agree.
And that's the problem. So we're further supporting bad behavior. And I don't support bad behavior, period. Whether it's my children or people around me, I don't be around them. Those are the boundaries we create. And it goes into the whole thing. And people think that I'm like such a conservative. And I'm like, no, live and let live. I don't give a fuck what people do with their life. As long as it works for them. It doesn't mean I have to give in.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So when Demi Lovato does this, she's a fucking asshole. She really is, because
I feel bad for her. I don't think of her as an asshole. I feel bad.
No.
I think she's a damaged person who is seeking satisfaction in life because she can't get it anywhere else.
I think
she probably has no friends, no family, no one that cares about her, and she thinks that her value comes from what strangers view about her, i.e., her fans. And so I think that's sad. And you see it with every famous person who got famous at a young age. They're all fuck ups because they got famous at a young age, so they think that their value in life is based upon what strangers think about them.
I don't feel
and
sorry
everyone
for
in their
her.
life takes advantage of them because they have all this money from a young age. So, like, if you're a kid and you're famous, your parents exploited you. They just did. You can't, like, any parent who's putting their kid to work, even if a kid wants it, if your kid is making millions of dollars, you're exploiting your kid for. And so it's like, so your parents don't care about you at a certain level. Your friends probably don't care about you because if you're a multimillionaire famous kid, you don't have real friends.
No, but I don't feel sorry
that's
for her.
sad.
I think she knows what she's doing. I think she's manipulating the system and for financial gain.
I don't think I've been around actors.
She has plenty of money.
I think she doesn't live in reality, and that's why I feel bad for her. Actors live in. No, I'm not saying like, oh no, poor Demi. But I'm saying like this stupidity and ridiculousness is all because she's not healthy. That's why.
Yeah, I don't think Demi Lovato is even worth the news aspect of it. I really don't. I mean, who is she? I agree with you. I think it was just a lot of it was a ploy. If you're not relevant, to become more relevant. It's a financial thing. She has plenty of money. I don't feel sorry for her. And I think if it's a ridicule on the people who really have the gender identity issues, and to change it back. See, I think you're right. 6 to 8 months ago, the pendulum will eventually swing back. I hope it does, because it's such nonsense. It's just nonsense, and she's pathetic, and she's a waste of our time.
And I do think it is, because part of me does think like society corrects itself naturally, like it just will.
Sometimes
people as a whole are stupid. Like
yes,
but we're like the best things humans do is survive and adapt. So it's like, yeah, if stupidity takes the wheel and things go off the rails into Stupidville, if it's not something that can withstand and survive, things will correct itself. Because it's like what we talked about with Lindy.
I was going to say
that's what right. If it's not going to help us survive long term, It will be weeded out
There's no need for it.
of society. It just naturally will.
Hopefully-
we won't even think about it.
hopefully-
It'll be an unconscious thing.
But
And I
between
think this will
China,
happen.
Russia, North Korea, it's a little scary because we don't have an opportunity to be as dumb and stupid and complacent.
But maybe
with-
that's how it gets weeded out.
Well, that scares me, and I don't want. That's very scary. So when we have,
It's happened in the past
It's
many
like
times.
this: when you have the antelope that eat and walk around like no big deal, and they're dumb, and they don't realize the fucking lions are right around that perimeter, and they're not as cautious and worried. You got a problem, and this is a concern for me.
Yeah, but also the antelope that is the slow one of the pack and not aware is the one that we all say, yeah, that's the one that
You're right,
deserved
but
to
America,
die.
I'm saying,
But,
is
America,
America.
anymore. We're kind of the slow antelope that's
America
not aware.
the whole America's the slow antelope. That's
Yes.
what I'm saying.
And so
That's what's scary.
maybe us being the slow antelope, we have to be eaten, and then
No.
and then
Not- but
so
no.
the stronger antelopes can survive.
Okay,
that might be better.
You want stronger antelopes of what, China, North Korea, and fucking Russia? Is that what you want at your age?
No, but
You have no-
that's
I mean, it's a major problem.
But also, like, things correct itself too. Like, eventually,
maybe not.
every single time in history that something's gotten bad, it's gone. Like the Roman Empire, right, was so powerful, the most powerful thing ever. I bet back in the day, if you were in an African village and the Roman Empire was coming your way to take you over, which they would have won, you would have been like, they're gods. They'll never not be powerful. They are so far ahead of anything that we can do, and of course they're going to take us over. Where we can never compete with them, and so we got taken over. But Dad, is the Roman Empire still around? No, because things correct itself because they got too powerful, they got too big, and they got too bad. So China eventually might get too, if they're the only one, right? If they don't have the U.S. to keep them in check, they might get too big, too powerful, and so it's like that just might be how history works out.
Well, yes, but I think things a little more with technology, weapons, communication, and the knowledge today. I think it's a little bit different than it was back in the Roman Empire.
Yeah,
That's my opinion.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I watched this crazy. The thing is, we just never know, and like we never know what's coming.
No,
So like,
it's
I watched this
scary.
crazy video from the BBC over the weekend, a documentary from the BBC about this. They found this metal rusted thing, it was the size of a book, like this, the size of like a dictionary, and it was like a circle on top of a square.
For those of you who don't know what a dictionary is, no, okay,
And they found this in a dig in like 1918, or in a dive off like a random Greek island. And so they tested it. It's like from the ancient Greece, and they put it in in recent technology, like now that we have modern technology, they put it in a 3D X-ray machine, right? So that they can see like inside of it and then layers, like what the levels are. And there are gears in this thing, metal gears that they never found in ancient Greece before ever. They didn't know that the Greeks could make gears. We thought gears came about way, way later. And there was an inscription. There was like a piece of paper inside the thing with a whole note about what this is. And basically, long story short, through decades of figuring out what it was and finding other pieces, it was a computer. It was a machine that they used. It was a huge machine. This was one piece of it that they could input a date in the back of the machine, and it would tell them on the front of the machine what the sky would look like on that date, where the planets would be, where the sun would be, and where the moon would be. So they could put in 5 months to this day, what will the sky look like? And they'd walk and the gears would move. And on the other side of the machine, it would show Jupiter's in this part of the sky, the sun is in this part of the sky, the stars look like this. It was a computer that they had in ancient Greece. It's true. It's from the BBC. It's all factual. I'm not being like conspiratorial. So and it was in someone's house. They know that it was off this island in someone's like manor, a rich person, but still. So it wasn't like just the emperor. Like people had these machines.
Unbelievable.
And so at the end of the documentary, all these scientists were like, clearly technology was more advanced back then than we thought, and then it got less advanced, and then it got more advanced again. So they're like, clearly something happened,
but no one knows.
No one knows.
It's interesting.
And something happened where like technology got worse for a while, and then we had to rediscover technological things again.
Interesting.
That's been a theory for a while. There's this idea of the Younger Dryas theory, which is like a fringe science idea that's getting more hype now, that basically says that there was like advanced civilization 20,000 years ago, and then it got wiped out by meteors. Like a comet came and wiped it out, and then humans had to start from scratch. So what we think of as history, like cavemen being like, we think of it as like 12,000 years old. There were civilizations before cavemen that were like built, because we find these cities, like there's one in Turkey.
It's amazing that we find this stuff.
I forget what it's called. There's a site in Turkey that's like 20,000 years old, and it's a city, like with roads and waterways, and it's like it makes no sense to archaeologists. So people oppose this theory that there might have been big civilizations. Humans were advancing, and then something cataclysmic happened that brought us back to what we view as the Stone Age. And then we had to start from scratch, and now we're advanced again. But what if, I don't know how I got on that, because we have no idea what's coming. So it's like something might happen where I don't even know how we got on this.
Though. I don't think like that. I don't worry about that.
I don't think like that.
I worry more about just safety of our surrounding enemies. That's what is a concern for me.
Yeah, I don't think like that either. I'm saying that, like, you have no idea.
No, of course we
don't. And
know.
Why? Like, you're so like, I only want America, and it's like, but we're just one random country in the history of No, you're like, I want America to be the winner, not China. And it's like, we're all random countries randomly in this one.
Because I don't want a dictatorship in that regard. You understand that? But I agree, we're all part of this.
But what about in 100 years? Would you care if a U.S. or China is the prevailing superpower? Like, yes. But long after you're dead.
Yes. Why? Because for you and my grandchildren and great-grandchildren, yes.
But what if the Chinese system's just better? It seems parts of their society are better than ours.
Okay, but the freedom, all I care about is freedom. Don't you understand that the ability?
But what if freedom? What if freedom isn't the best thing?
Okay, I promise you, freedom is the best thing for you to have your choice and do what you want to do.
I agree with you. I'm just postulating.
I know, but there's nothing like freedom. To take away your fucking liberties and rights is the worst thing in the world. Even in America, we're concerned about these billion-dollar companies and individuals and creating and spreading the wealth, the gap between the rich and the poor is even further the gap getting. These are concerns. Our safety is a concern, because all these things I'm talking about, when we talk about First Amendment right, gun rights, whatever, all these things take away our liberties. And that's why it's a big concern. That's why there's a fear factor in it. That's the concern. So I only care about our freedoms and our liberties, and for us to have a choice, a right to do what we want to do based on how hard. If you want to be a bum, or if you want to work 20 hours a week and you're fine with that, that's your choice. You want to work 100 hours a week and make more money, that's your choice. To me, it's all about choices. Okay, just like women with the abortion, women think, and I agree with that. I think it's about choice, not religious values, not moral values, not ethical values, whatever. I think it's about a person's choice to live like they're born. Okay, in my life, I don't tell you what to do. I say, you live your life what you want to do. It's your life. I don't think anyone else should tell anyone else how to live life. The difference is, if you want to live your life the way you want to live your life, that's great for you. I said, don't bring it on onto my side. Or if I have to pay or support, or you need my involvement, then you don't have complete freedom and autonomy, right?
Yeah.
So to me, if you are the government subsidizing you, then the government has say in you, not you as responsible, I'm saying a person. If you live, so to me, I don't want to give up those freedoms. I don't care. Listen, if people want socialism or communism, that's great. Then live your life that way, but I don't want it for me. That's what I'm saying. And I also don't believe, we talk about a government. I don't want to get off the topic, but I don't think that there should be so much say. Just like I don't like schools involved in my raising my kids. I don't think religion should be involved in raising my kids. Mom and I should raise our kids. Imagine that, one of our friends comes over to our house and tells us how to raise you. You be fucking living. Now,
Yeah, but we live in a society where we're all interconnected. We have to.
No, you're missing the point, Bronson.
If you want no one else, then you have to homeschool your kids.
You're missing the point. What I'm saying is there's roles, and education's one thing. They don't need to tell me how to raise my kid. Or, for example, the people with the government with the mask, we were upset because why is the government telling us or shutting down our businesses? I'm using the analogy. I can tell, now Mom and I can say to each other how we are to raise our kids. No one else should come in. Like if a neighbor came and said, you should do this with your kid, it's offensive. Do you know what I'm saying? Imagine you have a girlfriend and I'm telling you how your girlfriend should be. I'm your dad. You'd be like, fuck you in your mind. You wouldn't say.
But who's doing that? Who's telling you how to raise your kids?
I'm making a point. Meaning,
no, but I'm asking, who is?
No one. I'm saying it's an analogy. What I'm saying
But how'd you get on the analogy? Like, why are we?
Because
talking
I'm
about
saying
this
it trickles down. When we start giving our freedoms, people have a right to do what they want to do as long as that works for them.
Yeah.
I'm just making a point. I'm just brought up another analogy. That's all. It wasn't about specifically someone telling to raise the kids or a government coming telling to raise the kids. But what happens is if you start chipping away at the top and taking away, the trickle down effect becomes a huge thing. And before you know it, we have no freedoms. Just like that line, you said that line in Saudi Arabia, whatever it was, or Dubai, the building.
Yeah.
Okay, that's scary. People don't realize it.
I know, but also like I think you're being a little too naive. You're gonna be like, oh, come on, Bronson. But we basically live in the line.
No.
The U.S. Yes, we have a lot of freedom, but we also don't.
Okay.
We also don't.
No, Bronson, you're
we live in the line, but it's invisible.
No. I think you need to
because tomorrow they can shut off your freedom.
Okay.
They did it in COVID. They literally shut businesses down.
No, but do you understand? I think there's a huge difference. So the government,
I know,
the government had this thing, whether it was planned or not. The government didn't know how to handle this thing, and it was poorly done. And we learned a lot about local governments. And then there are states that realized saying "fuck this." Let's say like DeSantis, whatever, and said "screw this," and they're going to run things. And it's been a big separation. So maybe, just maybe, this thing that happened was an eye opener where we can all learn from. We can all decide what we want and what we don't want. It gives people more open your eyes rather than what's getting comfortable fat like that stupid antelope that is slow and lazy and not looking up when they're eating and right. But my point is, we have a lot more freedoms in this country than other countries.
Totally.
So what I'm saying, I don't want to give those up because people don't feel comfortable with who they are, and we got to change this. Or these political views, both Democrat and Republican, these agendas are disgusting. So, look, could there be revolutions? Could there be,
not really anymore. It's kind of impossible for a revolution to
happen. But my point is, I'm just saying, you have your whole life ahead of you. You have your generation, you kids. There's so many things ahead of you guys. I don't want to see it turn into socialism, communism. I don't want to see it
me neither.
Values change. I don't want to see when people think, I just don't want to see culture change. I don't want to see values change. I still think, for example, Miami, we're there all the time. We just got back today. It's great. We talk about different areas have different culture. We talk about different streets, like Little Havana's one way. I love that. People, when they stick to those things, like, why should we assimilate and say, wait a minute, Little Havana, that's not fair. Let's make it a Jewish ghetto. We should bring a bunch of Jews in. No, it's Little Havana. It's such a culture, such a nice thing. You can...
Right, and so that's kind of how we got on this topic. I was saying that I think, like talking about the Lindy thing, and then we got on all the other stuff.
Yeah, we always sidetrack.
And talking about how you were like, you said that I think that the pendulum is going to swing back, and I really do. I think that
I hope
when something so drastic changes things so quickly, right? Like 10 years ago, there was none of the woke wasn't a thing. Transgender was like relegated to, people weren't talking about it. It was, like a random few people, like a random few weirdos, right? It wasn't like a problem that the country was facing. When all these things in this, like social media wasn't really a thing, right? Like it wasn't a problem like it is now. All these things have changed so drastically and so quickly that I think it's just like a blip. I think that the real core society is going to continue on, and it's just a blip of craziness when we're figuring things out because all these new things came, and of course we have to figure some things out. And I think that we already are getting back to normal because people can't.
I don't know.
I think when's the last time you had to deal personally, not just hearing a story, not watching the news, you had to deal in your life with someone who was trying to cancel you, someone who was woke, someone who was saying you're wrong because of your beliefs, someone who was transgender and saying that you're denying them. When was the last time you had to deal with it personally? Me, never. So how are we saying it's such a bad problem when we've never even faced it?
No, by the way, I'm not saying it's a bad problem. I'm saying, but the difference is, Bronny, we live in a little bubble. So
I don't think, but we don't really.
But listen, and we're almost at an hour.
But what I'm saying is, I think that there's these little pockets of this problem, and people are figuring it out. It's like when you're in war, there are little battles, right? But eventually the war ends because the little battles. It's exacerbated because of the news. It's exacerbated because it's like everyone's talking about it because it's kind of interesting to talk about. It's a very middle-aged person thing to be like, the younger generation's ruining the world. So it's like an easy thing to catch on and be like, this is an example of you ruining the world. But like, if me and you have lived big lives, right? Like we've lived all over the country. We've experienced people all over the country. If me and you have never experienced it personally, how big of a problem is it really?
But that's not. I don't know if that's necessarily accurate what you're saying because you're at home. You work at home for the past 3 years. Okay, I literally go straight to the office. I have my own little bubble. Right. I come home,
as do most people in the world. Okay. They do their one little routine.
Okay, all right. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think that I think there's big issues and big problems. I'm not talking about the transgender thing. I'm just having a conversation about that.
No, me too.
Transgender is not a problem for me.
I just don't.
I don't think it's even a problem for our society. I really don't think that's an issue at all. I agree with you. It's just the news making something stupid. But the divisiveness, the woke thing, like the girl that Russia sentenced for 9 years, that's a problem. These are big problem.
Yeah, well, that is nothing. That's not. No, but that's a political issue.
But
a geopolitical.
These are all problems.
But that's a real problem.
Yeah, yes, real problem.
Right, but like the woke thing is a fake problem that people created. Like, when has woke been a problem for you personally, not just thinking about it? But like in your life.
But none of these are problems. Everything we're talking about has never been a problem for me because I live in a little bubble.
No, but there are some things that are problems for you.
I get in my car, I drive to office, spend 12 hours, and I come back home.
No, that's wrong. There are things that are the war in Ukraine. Raising the gas prices is a direct problem for you. It's a direct problem for you.
But you understand what I'm saying?
It's impacting your life.
Okay, but do you understand what I'm saying? It really doesn't, because if I end up paying extra $200 a month, it's not a game changer.
But it's not a game changer, but it's impacting your life. Your life is different now because of that than it was a month ago. Your life has never been changed by woke directly. That's what I'm saying. Because I don't really think it's that much of a problem.
I don't live in a system where I don't live in an area where I hang out with people that believe in the wokeness. So that's why I created that thing. I'm not in that. If I lived in LA, it might be a big problem. Don't you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you talk about economics, like me losing money in the stock market, gas prices going up, not being able to get cars, not being able to get things like that.
Yeah, those are real issues that are affecting you.
Those are real issues. Those are real issues because that's a global issue. The other stuff, I think, are more dependent on the area.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. We're in a war, but it's little battles. Little pockets.
But there's still issues. For example, there's still issues out there.
But I think it's little wars going on in these little regions. People are figuring their shit out.
When Dave Chappelle is a comedian and he can't even do his fucking comedic show.
But he can.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Thank God Netflix
but he
stood
did
behind him.
Exactly, but exactly.
Thank God they stuck behind him because there are others that would have said, but that to me is the joke. It's not a problem. But see, the
pendulum swung back. I think 3 years ago, Netflix would not have stood behind him.
Maybe,
I think Netflix would have removed him from the show.
I don't know. Or maybe
I don't know either, but I'm thinking.
Maybe he's too powerful. All I'm saying is,
no, it's because there's more of a market. It's all about the market.
When I said it's economics, right?
No, exactly. And so 4 years ago, Amazon thought it was better in their interest for their stockholders to be woke because they thought that being woke meant people supported you and therefore they made more money.
Forget the woke thing for a moment. I was using I'm just saying that we have a lot of problems and I'm worried. This started when you were saying, well, what happened in 100 years if China is the better? And I'm saying, I don't want the freedoms. I think that's so many issues. And woke was one of them.
No, I know. I'm just talking about that.
Right.
Yeah, okay. I'm just talking. Yeah.
Right. So woke is, I don't know. I think in different areas, in this area, woke, and by the way, in my law practice, there are, for example, like if you hear safe space or if I use the word retard and what this girl said, or certain clients know my political views or whatever it is, and it doesn't change from not using me as their attorney, but you can hear. So it does affect, don't hit it, Banks. It does affect, you do hear it a little bit, but none of those things would affect me anyway. I care about my safety.
What I'm saying is I think that it's just, like, I think there are problems socially. I'm not talking about geopolitical shit. I'm not talking about the war with Russia. I'm not talking about the COVID shit. I'm talking about like cultural problems in America that we've talked about on the show a lot when we say, oh my God, what is society becoming? Everyone's depressed. Everyone's on social media. All our value system is upside down. I think these problems are temporary. I think that the society will correct itself because it always has. And that's not a reason to extrapolate.
I do think they're temporary.
Yeah, and so that's all I'm saying is because I think it's temporary. I think it's trendy now. So it's like people are interested in it because it's new, so we're all talking about it. But in 10 years, everyone's bored of this shit. So I think once it becomes boring, no one's going to care anymore and things are going to settle. But I just think that we're like testing new things, right? Like when a thing like social media comes out, that's such an altering thing to society and the world that of course there's going to be growing pains. You know, like of course there's going to be problems. It's like cigarettes to me is the best example of humanity society going against the money for the betterment of society. Like you always think in America, people only go for what's the better for their dollar. But I think when it becomes so harmful.
See, I disagree. I think the cigarette thing was lawyers being creative and making billions off it, and that's what changed the cigarette industry. Not people, or the government's saying. The government for years put the fucking FDA, Surgeon General.
So you think lawyers were bigger than the tobacco industry, the biggest industry in America?
110%. The lawyers of class actions destroyed the fucking cigarette business. They made billions.
It was a cultural thing.
Let me finish. No, it was not. The lawyers.
How do you view cigarettes in your mind?
Listen.
Not law, in your mind.
Okay.
You think of them as disgusting,
By
right?
the way, Bronson. Even when my mother, when I was a little kid, and smoking was great, and she smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a week or whatever it was, right? A week or a day, whatever the fuck it was. Well, my point is, I thought it was disgusting back then.
But did she? No.
No. But let me.
Exactly.
No, Bronson. It's not exactly.
But to my point,
I lived it. The legal profession. These class action lawyers destroyed and fucking took down this, and then got the attention of the government. The government always knew that it was so dangerous,
right? And they kept it under wraps.
They didn't keep it under wraps.
They 100% did. That's why everyone was sued, because they had studies where they knew it was cancerous and they suppressed the studies.
But that wasn't the government. That was the private.
Government was involved in that too. The FDA and everyone.
But they
of course,
didn't sue the government. They sued the fucking tobacco companies.
No, okay, the point I wanted to make beforehand.
Okay, go ahead.
Because you didn't even know what I was going to say. I wasn't talking about. I was just saying, I think society corrects itself because something like cigarettes came out, right? Mm-hmm. Altered everything. It was a brand new product that everyone was using. So it was a brand new thing and everyone was using it. And then it was fully in every home. It was part of everyone. Yep. Cars were built with an ashtray in it.
Correct.
It was literally integrated into our society.
Right.
And everyone was literally addicted to it. I'm trying to draw the parallel, right? You say everyone's addicted to social media. Everything we do is because of social media, right? Our whole society is built around this. It was this new thing, and so no one knew the problems of it initially. And so everyone was just doing it. They were having fun, and then after a little bit, problems started to arise. And so there were growing pains around it. At first, people started dying. Like now, people commit suicide because of social media. People started dying.
Social media will always remain. It's never going to end.
This is I'm trying to draw this parallel. This new thing came about. It became so pervasive that our society altered to fit it into our old society. That's how big it was. It was making billions and billions of dollars. No one thought it was problematic. Then over the years, not many years, literally a couple decades, it became so bad that people started dying from it, and people started realizing as a society, shit, this is bad. This isn't good for our society. And then within another couple decades, it was basically gone. Have you ever seen an ashtray in a car ever again? No. That would be unheard of to think of that, right? You would be like, that's crazy, right? It's now illegal on planes. It used to be everyone was smoking on the plane. So it went from being one of the most important things in our society. Everyone doing it. Everyone being addicted to it.
I got it. I understand what you're saying. So
right.
Therefore...
Therefore, I think that social media is a new thing. It's become huge. We all think it's ingrained in society. But now, a decade later, we're all starting to realize, you know what? There are some problems with this. This isn't that great. People are dying. It's making people unhappy. It's making our society a little worse. The cons outweigh the pros. Mm-hmm. I think that might change.
Okay.
We have precedent for it changing literally in your grandparent and your parents' generation. So I don't think it's so ridiculous to say it'll never change ever. It's here to stay. There's too powerful. That's all I'm saying. I just wanted to finish my. I was just saying.
I got it. I heard you. I hear you. I do. Listen, I understand, and I hope you're correct. I hope you're correct. I'd rather you be correct than me being correct. I think it's going to get progressively worse, and it's going to be.
Why?
I think it'll be more.
What's your evidence for that?
It's not evidence. I'm just giving my opinion. Just like
right, based on what though? I gave my opinion that it's going to get better based on the history. What
based on the history of your analogy? Based on the history of analogy of cigarettes. Okay.
No, but
my history, my analogy is
you have a belief for why you think it's going to keep getting worse.
Because I think they are conditioning more people, like they're doing with virtual reality. They're doing more. The fact that human beings are stupid and lazy and fat. Okay, I don't mean like fat, like many are fat,
lazy,
but they're lazy, fat, dumb people. They want to dumb them down even further. So what do? You take away the rights, you take away the fucking freedoms, and you make them dependent. Okay, why are there cults that people? It's a psychology. Most Americans are sheep that want to be fucking led. All right, there's very few of the leaders. So what do? It's all money driven and all power driven.
Of course.
So therefore, what do? Social media, that's great. Knock yourself out. Then let's go to the metaverse. Let's talk about these fucking. Let me finish for a second, please. Okay. You got to let me. You spoke for a long time. Let me finish. So they dumb down the people, and what do? We say let everyone. We need to treat them to be equal.
I'm just making a note because I don't want to interrupt, but I want to go back to a comment.
Say your comment. Go ahead.
The metaverse is dead. It's dead. Remember Bryce 6 months ago was trying to get you to invest in digital real estate in the metaverse?
Right.
And it was all these millions. It's dead. It's complete. Right. Good. So that's an example of new things coming up and people being like, no.
Okay, but
and there was so much money behind that, right? Facebook changed their name to Meta because they thought there was so much money behind it. And the people in society, so you're saying they control everything. They want us. The people have the power. We have the power. And so this became huge. All the businesses were buying it.
No, let me explain something to you.
All the businesses bought the land in the metaverse, and the people said, that's stupid. Bronson. And so it tanked.
Okay, but Bronson, so one thing failed. Let me finish first. Just
right.
Listen. No.
The first thing you mentioned.
You got it. Please, would you let me fucking talk, Ronnie? I love you. Just let me talk. Okay? There was Monster.com. There was a Snap. What's not around anymore? A couple of these social media things.
Monster.com was to buy websites.
I know that, but which was huge back then. What was some of the other ones?
And still around.
No, but
to buy websites. I don't understand why that's
not literally fucking buy website. I'm talking about things that are involved in social media and the internet that were huge. They were huge. Like what is it? Is
like
Snapchat, MySpace, whatever the fuck it is. And there was another one. There was another one too.
Okay,
Facebook came in after these things.
Right. So MySpace.
There's 100 things
to try. So things were huge, and now they're not anymore.
My point.
So why isn't it in 5 years? Facebook might not exist.
Okay, and then there will be another thing that will be above Facebook. That's something new.
Like vapes replace cigarettes.
But my point is, the social media internet is huge, and it's not going away.
I think it might.
Okay, I hope you're right. And therefore, so what happens is American and people are fucking dumb. I wouldn't be surprised if fucking China's doing all this stuff with their whole TikTok and doing all stuff to make Americans even more stupid and laughing at us. So therefore, when you take away things and you look at people they're fucking with their identity, they're making them feel bad about themselves. Really, this shit that when you say safe space and woke is really so detrimental and counterproductive for the human being. It's so bad for them, okay? So what happens is it makes them more dependent. Look at alcohol. Look at the way people are. Look at people not getting married for later years. People not wanting to have kids. Family values and family structure broken down because they want people to be fucking alone. No one has cash in the pocket. They want to monitor everything. They know exactly when you're Venmoing, exactly how much money you have because no one has. There's nothing private. People put all the shit out there on social media. People talk about the fucking drugs run. There's no shame. The fat chicks wear fucking bikinis. They want people to have no fucking because they want people to say, I don't care. And they want people dependent. So what's next? Virtual reality. If it ain't fucking metaverse, it's going to be something else. People want to belong. When they have a sense of, when they don't have their own identity, their own self-worth, they want to belong. And what happens? Strength in numbers. So there's a camaraderie. You feel better when there's other people like you. The billionaires and the fucking government with the power and the narcissistic fucks all about power are making the human beings and people feel like they make you feel loved because I'm woke, but in reality they're dumbing people down further and they're creating it so they're literally creating more sheep to be herded than more fucking leaders. They want to do that. So what happens when you have people who are sad, pathetic, and fucking lonely and don't know if they're he, she, they, this, whatever the fuck they are. What happens is you're making people more depressed. These antidepressant medicines, who knows what the fuck COVID, the shots are, or what they put in these fucking shots and how it could fuck people up in the future. So what are they doing? Like you said, the plastic with the taints. All these fucking things are making people fucking weaker. So you have the top elite, let's say the 10 puppeteers running the fucking majority of the herds, and they're fucking. So people, they get comfortable, lazy, and fat, and like, oh, I don't care. Well, I'm thinking, I worry about you. I worry about my other children, or my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, that maybe if I'll ever meet them, I don't know. But my point, I'm worried about that. So people need to take more of an active role. Question things. I don't care if you agree with me. Not you, Bronson. If people agree, but everyone has the right to question things. It's so stupid. My rabbi told me, therefore it must be true. My priest told me, therefore it must be true. The teacher told me it must be true. Question fucking things. People should question, not listen to CNN, MSNBC, fucking Fox.
No one really does anymore.
But you'd be surprised, Brian. My generation does. Your generation might not. Your generation goes on these fucking internet things on the website and looks up different things, whatever is. My generation,
and gets 12 different things from the
one
one story.
But hear me out for a minute. My generation watches the fucking news instead of my parents' generation. Who knows what will happen in the future with that?
Right, but you guys are on your outs.
Bronson, but there are.
So if that problem, that problem's on its way out.
No, that problem is replaced with your problem of the internet, where you go on 12 different sites, and you could. By the way,
but that's not the problem. It's a new problem, but it's a different one.
I'm saying, meaning things
we don't have one person
get
telling
replaced.
us.
What I'm saying, no, but it's the same thing. You could people don't you understand? People want to. Okay, we hang out with people that are similar to us because we want people to validate us for our same opinions, and we want to feel comfortable. People go on the internet. You can research things and validate something that validates your opinion. Exactly how you think. You can go on the internet and find it. There can be 50 other articles that are against, but you can stand behind an article that validates your position. People are pathetic. I say this all the time. The opening is people are pathetic, right? So my point is, if we start giving up this shit, Bronson, and giving it up to the fucking people that have power, the puppeteers, we need to go. It's a problem. That's all I'm saying.
It's a problem.
And the internet will always be here.
I just don't think it's. I just don't think it's working. I think that is their plan. I agree with you. I think that their plan is to take away all the freedoms, make us completely dependent, make us fully no cash, all that stuff. Whatever you said, there were so many points that I had a counterpoint to, but there were all these things that I do think that's their plan. 100%, I agree with you.
And they're smarter than us.
I just don't think it's going to work.
Okay.
No, they're not.
Okay, they are.
No,
they are.
Even
100% they are.
Just the best example. I mean, not the best example. The simplest example.
And then we got to wrap it up.
The simplest example is like on TikTok. This is stupid, but it's like a symbol. On TikTok, the only way to really get a true trending meme is for it to be authentic. Companies and corporations try to replicate it and monetize, all right? They'll try to do it as an ad, or they'll try to make it where it's like they're secretly slipping in a message. Those never pick up. The authentic, original ones where it's the people creating it always do. And people can see through it. And so it's just like, that's a stupid analogy because it's like,
right, but
it's what I'm saying is like, they're not smarter. Corporations they're machines. They're not smart.
Bronny. But there's leaders of the corporations that are making billions, and the reality is, most people
they're making billions.
Most people are dumb. So when you
like the metaverse is the perfect example.
Bronson.
They literally one of the biggest companies in the world.
That one didn't work. That's okay, but there's 10 more that will work behind it. That one didn't work.
I don't know.
Okay.
Because the metaverse came out, they changed the entire $1 billion corporation around this, and a week after they announced all the plans, people said, that's stupid, and then ignored it.
Okay, I get it, but Bronny, I'm telling you, when you make people dependent, you own them. And the problem is the world, these leaders, okay, these big businesses are making people dependent, and people don't give a fuck.
But I also don't think they are, because the biggest trends coming out of COVID were everyone moving to states where they had more freedom, more land, bought more guns, got more cash. So how is that work?
In our bubble?
No,
our bubble.
No, not in our bubble. We happen to already live in the place, but it was the whole country saw the biggest movements of the country were two places with more land.
You know what's going to happen?
Freedom.
And you know what's going to happen, Bronson?
So but what I'm saying, are their plans failing?
No, it's not. Those people.
How is the plan not failing? We saw it.
Those people, I guarantee, will vote their political views with the wokeness and the liberal, and will fuck up our state.
All right, let's see. I'll
That's
bet
what's
you.
going to happen.
I'll bet you.
Okay. In 10 years, we're going to come back when our podcast killing it.
Yeah.
It's about a 5-year run to see what's going to.
Longer.
They're gonna fuck up our state. You want to bet it? Because the core of these people, their liberal fucking views. By the way, I don't care if you have liberal views, but the real liberal views today's day and age, they want to change the people who don't agree with them. That's the problem. You could have an opposite view.
I think a lot of people thought one thing because they were on. I think you were right 5 years ago. I think the corporations were winning. Okay. The big business was influencing how people thought.
You'll say
they were running things. They were taking away freedoms. And then, like you just said, a bunch of people need to wake up. I think a bunch of people did. I think a bunch of people looked around and were like, fuck, that's not the kind of world I want to live in. And so now they're changing it.
No, but I think there are so many people that are not, let's say, educated people, like, let's say, like me and mom and our level. Okay, my point is of where we're at, let's say, economically and where we're at in our life. There are some people coming to our country illegally. There are so many fucking problems that we still have with our country. We have more, the amount of people in here are crazy in America, all right? So the reality is there are so many people that are dependent. There are more have-nots than haves. Look at homeless and mental illness getting worse. Look at our fucking vets that no one takes care of our vets when they come back with
the Republican Party does not. Did you see that did you see this horrible, the Republicans denied in the Senate, denied a bill that gave, fully denied the bill that gave veterans it was like to pay all the medical insurance to veterans, and they denied it because they didn't want the Dems to win a bill, and so they denied it, and then they were all shaking their hands. Okay. And the Republican Party runs on the platform of veterans, and they single-handedly denied veterans all their money.
I think the Republicans are just as bad. I'm
not saying you. I'm just wanted to put that out there.
I'm just saying that to me, they are making more people dependent. It's unbelievable what's going to happen, and you're going to see change. And I'm a little older than you. I have a little more world knowledge and experience. Not necessarily, no disrespect to you, not necessarily what I read.
This has nothing to do with what I read. This is just my optimistic thoughts on the future. I'm just looking at. I just think youth makes always positive change.
By the way, I'm on your side. I hope you're right, but I think your generation is not. They don't really. They more live for today,
right? And so the next generation will fix it.
Hopefully.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I think history corrects itself.
Not to be a pessimist, but I'm saying it might be too late. That's all I'm saying.
That's just, what do you mean it's too late? So forever, the course of history for the next million years is just
I
always
think
the same?
I think America's
always changes.
I think America's going to be taken over and we're going to be done.
Right, and then a new thing will come, and it might be better.
I know it changes, Bronson.
Right, and it always changes for the better. The world, not maybe in years.
I don't agree with you.
On a macro level.
I was saying the same
thing. Within years, of course, it doesn't change for the better. Within generations, it doesn't change for the better. But within centuries, within millennium, it changes for the better. 2020 is better than 1920, which is better than 1820, which was better than 1720, which was definitely better than 1220, which was definitely better than 820.
Okay, but
can we all agree with that?
But you understand, but the technology growing so exponentially, what's going on with our world?
But I bet they said that in ancient Rome. Oh my God, the technology.
Well, you don't know.
This world is getting too big.
You don't know. You don't. Okay.
No, listen. I don't. Of course, I don't know. I don't know anything that I've said in this. I can't know. I'm not God. These are just my thoughts. I'm not claiming to know any of this.
Okay, Brian, I don't literally mean you don't know if you defend that position.
No, these are just my thoughts.
Spend 30 seconds to defend your position. Stop saying this.
They're just my thoughts.
Okay, we're good. All right, this was fun. I hope you're right. I'm concerned about it.
I am right.
Okay,
I'm being optimistic.
Okay,
you always say, Bronson, you should not be so pessimistic.
No, I'm just
and then
talking.
this whole episode,
and
then this episode when I am optimistic, you're not letting me be optimistic.
I'm letting you. I'm not letting you be anything.
You're not.
I said I hope you're right. I'm not. You could do it and say anything you want.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you you're wrong.
That's not what I meant.
I'm saying as a parent, all I care about is the safety of my fucking family, and I worry about it. And when people don't give a fuck about anything, and you have. Don't you say knowledge, education, knowledge, and money, for the most part, making a general statement, so don't take it literally, gives you independence, period. People today don't have fucking independence because they become dependent and they don't have either the education or the economics. That gives you power. It's okay. So they're separating it further purposely. And when people become like 2 years ago, you didn't want to own a property. Why own a car? You've changed. You've grown.
Exactly.
But you've
exactly
changed
as the trend has changed. You think I'm the only person that changed?
You've changed and grown because of us spending time together and us talking about it.
Because of the world changing.
Explaining it.
I think the pendulum swinging back. Most people my age feel that same way. 7 years ago.
If you were in California and we didn't have this podcast and talking, you would not be changing.
I disagree.
Okay.
Many of my friends in California now own property, where 5 years ago they didn't, and they didn't want to. What I'm saying is I think trends change. You're in your age bracket. It's like you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So you guys are set in your ways. So you might not see the change. You're not on the internet seeing how people are changing and reacting. But I see it. So basically I'm saying I see change.
Okay. I'm happy to hear that. I'm agreeing and I'm on your side.
More people have gotten married this year than ever. Remember a couple episodes ago, we talked about how there were more marriages this year than there were ever.
I am happy to hear that, seriously.
And you always say, no one's getting married anymore, the breakdown of the American family.
Well, there is a huge breakdown of the American family.
But there was in the last 10 years. And I'm saying I think things are course correcting. I think things are changing. And we see it. Religion, for the last 30 years, America was more secular than it's ever been. Church attendance this past year has been higher than it's been in the last 30 years. I think that's a positive.
Okay.
There are things, marriage is up, church attendance is up, family values seem to be up, home ownership is up than it's ever been. So it's like these are things, that's what I'm saying. I think the pendulum is swinging back and there's evidence to showcase that it is swinging back.
Good. I hope you're correct. I'm
not saying everything's roses and daisies right now, but I'm saying I think we're on the right path.
Okay, we're not doing daddy issues.
What?
I mean, we're not doing
we didn't do a follow advice. Yeah, we'll save it for next time.
We'll do it next time. All right, Ronnie, love you. Bye,
love you
everybody. You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me.
The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.